Oh yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Professional Hippies podcast. That was a great intro. That was a great song, actually. So you got a band, or you're singing into that? Well, how are you doing that?
I just let shit come to me from the ether, and then I have the help of a little bit of some AI and some software on a computer. I just do everything.
Really? All that, like all the I guess you would say string instruments, everything you're throwing in there?
Yeah, man, I know.
I guess
I fucking never record video here, but some drums, electric drum sets, a bunch of pretty much fuck ton of string instruments. And just like you guys have a setup, little small studio, man. Little preamps and the whatnots and the little Mikey Poos and the magic.
Hell yeah. We come a long way just to get to these things. Man, well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Professional Hippies podcast. We have a special guest on today, Evan, or if you've been listening for a while, the octopi are taking over the world. Man,
dude, that's an Easter egg and a half.
Yeah, so if
out there.
Those are the OGs that have been listening. Bam, here he is.
Ooh.
Also, if you are listening to the podcast out there on Apple or Spotify, you can also watch us on Spotify and YouTube for this video as well. We're all in our Halloween episode.
It's the Halloween edition, baby.
Woo!
You guys, do you get it?
Oh, the baby joke. Oh, yeah. I get it. You were supposed to be aborted, but you weren't, and you became a baby.
Ah!
My man.
Man's got jokes.
Zing.
It's
hilarious.
It's funny when you anyway. We're the Professional Hippies, guys. We like to bridge the gap between the hippie woo-woo and the professionals out there, them white-collar sharks. That's what they dress up as. And, hey, Evan, a long-time brother, a long-time friend.
Very much so.
I'm glad you finally made it to the show, buddy.
I know, dude. Hey, I couldn't be more thankful, and I also couldn't be more proud that you guys put this shit together in the first place, dude. And that's awesome that people also enjoy what you guys are making, man. As a creator myself, I'm also all about it, dude. I'm always hyping somebody like appreciates the content.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, when we talk about content and we talk about ideas that never should have been born, I mean, you're the first one that comes to mind.
Hell yeah, dude. We've been together long enough for you to know my backstory. Huge accident, and I really don't want to tell it.
Dude, your backstory is not even as big as your front story, let me tell you.
I hope we get to hear a little bit of that.
I might have to show it. I might actually have to whip it out.
Dude, I tell you what.
Well, that's why you wore the dress. You wanted to make it easy, at least for us.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. I didn't get it. What are you supposed to be? Is that a grown woman? Is that a man in prison?
It is. It's my true self now that I'll be accepted in 2022. I dressed up as future me. Hot bitch.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I mean, fuck this. We should give people a bit of a backstory on you. I don't know if we tell them the real story or not, but yeah, I don't know. You want to take it from here, Evan? Dylan, shit, you could probably even fucking tell a better story than I could right now.
I don't know nothing about Evan. Evan, tell us about yourself.
Dude.
I just go use the octopussy guy. That's
man, let me tell you. So I was so hyped you guys were making a podcast, and Colton hit me up. He was like, I want a song. And I was like, dude, I got to be the one to make the song. Like, I'm your fucking bro. Let me do it, man. And like the mistake we've all made before, we just get too hyped, and too hyped led to too fucked up. And then I was super fucked up when I tried to make that song, man. And it like, sometimes when you're making content, especially on a computer, it can drag out for hours. And I was just like, it took like 6 hours in, and I don't even remember what I sent you. And then I listened to it like for the first time. Well, whenever you guys put it on the podcast, and I was just like so embarrassed. I was like, oh, Jesus. And you guys seemed like you loved it. And I was like, sweet, man, that's at least good. You know?
Wait, so I want to be clear about this. Well, because I was going to give you the backstory on how we met and all that good stuff. But I think this is a really vibrant and loosely translates to something relevant. And when you think about it, was the octopi taking over the world the same as the intro for that mixtape, The Aliens Are Here?
No.
Those are two different voicemails.
Yeah, those are definitely two different things. They're just completely just plucked out of the ether, man. I mean, like shit like that could come at any point in time, like even right now. You don't know.
I was at the DMV today, and I sent Dylan a voicemail he left me about a year ago. Dude, I forgot. I was just like clearing out notifications. I used to leave some pretty good voicemails, but I think that's something I just kind of stopped doing. The trend for you, I've noticed, when I get a good voicemail, I'll just check in on you the next day just to make sure. I mean, it's a spot. You are seeing a window into someone's world when you leave me a voicemail, and I'm like, man.
The confidence in you were committed to that voicemail and like the seriousness,
dude,
of you were borrowing the space shuttle.
Dude, you you get in a place, man, and you close off the real world and you just go to the fake world for a little bit, man, and it pays dividends later in life, you know. Like you said, it's been a year and a half since whatever voicemail, and close off that window, bro. I left one for a boy when we were in downtown DC, people everywhere, man. And I just became the evil dude from second Indiana Jones. It was like the Kalima. It was just screaming that into the phone while like fist in the sky. It's like Kalima. Great voicemail.
I like how you bring, and the energy that you're putting into the voicemail, you're also attracting. Whoever's around you is also going to be part of that voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
So you're attracting whatever energy they're putting out into that as
well. Or at least feeding off of it, man, because if you can take yourself to that place and someone else is close by and they look over and you're like, whoa, this dude, he's in a place where I want to be.
Yeah. How have we not been to a music festival together, Evan?
I just don't listen to that shit music you listen to.
I mean, I think it's shit too, but I like going to it.
Hey, man's got a point. It's garbage. It's brain rot.
I don't know, man. We should. I don't know how we haven't spent more time together, to be honest, bro. I'm glad.
Where do you live? Like, where are you residing?
North part of San Antonio. It takes me what, like an hour to get to your house, Colton?
Yeah, no, we always say it takes an hour, and then it's fucking 2 hours, and that's why we don't see each other more than often.
It just depends.
I thought about coming to visit you Sunday, and then I was just like, God, just 4 hours round trip, man. That just puts a damper in your day.
Dude, I know.
Or 20 if in an RV.
Fucking no doubt.
Yeah, man. Well, hey.
Pretty hard to get anywhere when the fucking transmission's linking in.
That's why the late, great carpenter himself, Jesus Christ, created the guest bedroom, bud. Come stay, man. Don't make round trip, dude. Just come party it up for the full night. Leave in the morning.
We're gonna attribute that to Jesus, though. The spare room. Is that in the Bible somewhere?
Yeah, it was just straight up nomadic yurts. Dude, speaking of yurts, all right, I have a request. I have something I need to ask out of you guys, if you don't mind. I know it's your thing. I just got one thing. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the music festival thing, I'm a total fucking lame ass dude, and I'm really not familiar with what Burning Man is. Could you guys give me a good sales pitch on why I would want to go? This is all true. I heard it's like super easy to just rent an RV and go.
It's the easiest thing you'll ever do. Yeah, for sure. I definitely would not get insurance, first off. Okay, everybody that's getting insurance, fucking yappy. Okay. Second thing, no need for a spare tire. Forget about it. It's just wasted weight.
Just go on a holiday.
Yeah.
Call somebody.
You know, the thing that was most irritating to me is all the extra water we took. You know, it's like, dude, we could have probably gotten by with like a bottle a day.
Dude, yeah.
You know, that drying out in the desert.
I was about to say, like, what is it, a fucking desert? There's got to be water wherever Burning Man's at. It's like it's in like New York City or some shit, right?
You could tell who was rich by the end of the week based off of you could tell they've been showering every day.
It was like the opposite of you guys remember that movie Water World? Yeah. Yeah. Where sand was like the thing that they would barter with. Like if you had sand, that was money. That was the opposite.
It was by far the most stressful festival I've ever gone to. By far. But then you get there and you're like, oh, it's a whole nother universe. It's a whole nother world. And it was like all the work Elon's taking to get to Mars, but then when you finally make it to Mars, there's just drugs and lights everywhere.
There's a lot of sand and no water.
This is why we've been trying to get here, folks. You know, and then you finally make it. All that hard work pays off.
Dude, wouldn't that be
I think because they take more time before and during. Like, you're there for like a better part of 8-9 days, and you can go set up before. If you go to a music festival, they're like appealing to the senses. They got the stages, the music, the lights and stuff. But it that special little fucking, you want to talk about what something that should have been aborted, that idea. You really see people cater to what makes their trips amazing. Like, all over the place, you just see really weird, you're like, a lot of time, thought, and energy went into, like, that person knows when they're tripping, they want Oreos with ricotta cheese sitting in a, like, fluffy bag thing with real leaves draping from the inside of a canopy that's lit up and circling in a spiral of LEDs. They knew exactly the itch they wanted to scratch, and they brought it with them.
But I'll give you another great example. You know how you like going to
the place, yeah.
Going to a place, right? And then doing your thing, whatever you want to. You could create an hour time frame every day, send that to Burning Man to have that time frame in the booklet, and people will just show up if they want to just hear you rant about going to your special place for an hour. And that's your gift to giving back to the community, is your special place for an hour every day. And so everyone kind of comes up with their own special gift to give back to the community. And some people it's a roller rink. Some people it's a sex orgy tent. You know, whatever you want to do.
Is that their gift? Creating a place for the orgy? Is it the orgy?
Yeah, that's their gift. Yeah. They said, I looked into it, like reading more into it, and it's like a group that does it. And they go to some other burning events that happen throughout the country. They'll set it up. Especially for that.
You want to talk about, I want to sing their praises, but that has got to be some highly dysfunctional folks.
A lot of times I was reading
sounds like a normal church to me.
Couples wanted to experiment. Yeah, and they have people that are constantly cleaning in there, and like there'll be groups of people that just go in, and they're like, most of the people stay separated in there. They said so. They say it's like an orgy, but a lot of the times it's just people being in a public space.
Dude, hold on, wait. For a long time, I've envisioned a company called the Joe Box, which it's J/O, jack off, to Joe. I got to go Joe one out. You know what I mean? And then the Joe Box, which was a company that starts up, and this would have been like early 2000s or whatever, buys out all the old phone booths that weren't being used, and then they black out the windows, and it's just a little place where you're like, dude, it's such a stressful day. On the way to my car, there's a little Joe booth. I can just pop in real quick, take one out. And then
I thought that's what the maternity centers at airports are used for.
Yes, it's exactly like that, but everyone does it, not just you. Yeah, and it'd be like a whole company, dude. And it's so fucking crazy.
If you did that and set that up there, that would be a normal thing.
Yeah, I mean, instead of it being implicit,
that's a normal thing.
Now it's explicit.
Dude, the Joe booth at the Burning Man, baby. Woo.
If you made that, everyone would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, at Burning Man. I thought you meant in general.
I think he was meaning in general.
Yeah,
but I was trying to say, if you put that at Burning Man, it would just make sense also, just to have that there.
As my professor in college said, there's a hole in the market. We've clearly identified a need in the market.
Dude, I have sales pitched the Joe booth many times. It's just, I don't have the ability to.
There's a hole in the market. And
wait for the next campaign coming up.
Is it wrong to make money off of people at Burning Man?
Yes. They don't.
They would frown upon
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Is gold money? Is gold money?
So I gotta let them jack off for free.
Yeah.
I mean,
but someone's gonna gift you something else down the road.
I ask for something. I'm like, hey, can you give me a bottle of water and you can come jack off in my box?
You could. Yeah, you could go that route if you really wanted to. It's gifting.
Let me tell you, only after the apocalypse does that statement I just said sound legit, and you guys just both like full on like hell yeah.
No. Wait. Let's take this a step further. There's a line. I'm looking across it. I think there's another problem that we could solve. We got 2 birds and 2 stones. One of these could be eliminated. So
can I guess where you're going real quick? Create the
Sure.
create the apocalypse, destroy the planet. Every day's Burning Man.
Close.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry. I wanted to guess.
But for women. So what's the number one problem when you put your sperm in a box?
You better look at me when you say that.
18 years later, it wants to look you in the face. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You put your sperm in a box. 18 years later, it comes back and wants to look you in the face.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Dad,
So-
is that you?
Right. Here's the deal. Every human wants to procreate. Every human,
Dude,
if they're not fucking weird,
Please
wants to reproduce.
don't start me on the
right?
rant, dude. I think being a dad's the
All right, so
fucking
check it
best
out.
shit.
Check it out. Money's not allowed at Burning Man, so a gift that every man can give is their semen. But no one wants to have someone, fucking call them in 18 years. Ugh, it's just, hey, it was a random blow. I didn't want to be attached to it. So in the Joe box, all of the loads dump into another box, and it all gets mixed up. And then other women that want a kid, but are just feeling like Google search, I'm feeling lucky, just dip a little bit in the boxy brew, and you're getting someone from Burning Man. Got to be a cool person.
On one side is the Joe box where it dumps it into a vast, and on the other side is just a dick, and it's a pump that pumps it from the vat up.
I think due to funding, we're just gonna have to start with cum-only porta potties. We can just use a regular pump truck. Also, I'm pretty sure you really. I think you can look at me and I can speak for all women. You don't know what it's fucking like, mister.
No, we sponsored this with Oscar Mayer Wiener. That's how we get off on this for free, okay? We dump a bunch of wieners into the porta potty, and then they can just mix them up and take their pick.
So you want to talk about anything else, or is it just...
You started this, don't
Is
you?
it just vacuuming up men's semen for 45 minutes?
You said don't get you started on the rant. I want to hear the rant.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, here's the deal.
Oh, I got a much better one.
Yeah,
But
you
dude,
did it.
yeah, I do really, truly, deeply believe that life's about two things: eating and fucking and creating a kid.
That would definitely be a deep playa
Didn't you say two?
artistic approach.
Yeah, eating and fucking.
And fucking. And something about a kid?
Well, that's what the fucking's for. What are you supposed to fuck for? What do you
Come out
fuck
the
for?
Joe
Let me
box.
ask you. What do you
Fun.
personally fuck for?
Fun. I'm going to say it fun.
Fine.
Okay, I'm more of a procreation person. I guess I get the fun thing. Cool. It's like I don't
So you've had sex at least once.
because I had to. Yeah, because I had to.
Yep. All right. makes
It's like a
sense.
means to an end.
You're the kind of person that puts on a condom just to pick their nose.
Yeah, or do the dishes or whatever.
You took the metaphor literally. Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show. That's all, folks.
It's like I don't like driving, you know what I mean? It's just a way to get from point A to point B.
You come out of the Joe box, talk about eating, you get like a free honey bun. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. I like that. That's a good motto.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, man. It's a Burning Man there was a lot of different people there, and it was definitely like an older crowd for sure. Of like just a bunch of. I mean, you could have been meeting a lawyer that was just being a freak for the weekend. You know?
Are you guys old yet?
I would say I'm the equivalent of old of what I thought was old 10 years ago.
That's a good way of putting it. Do you think that you 10 years ago would have been a dickhead?
I only thought 30 was old at 20 when I was at like a club or something. If I was at like a barbecue or whatever, like a regular kind of scene. But if you're like somewhere where you're seeing a lot of young people, old, like 30s, mid-life looks decrepit.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take you and go to a roller ring. You want to feel old? You want to look yourself in the mirror and feel old? Go to where a bunch of kids are. Not like young 20-somethings. Children. That's when you're like, fuck.
And you're like, I'm having a good time at the rink.
Not if you're...
These kids are just running all around me here, and I'm trying to dodge.
You guys are spinning me up, but not if like 1 to 10 of those little shitheads are yours. You know what I mean? And you're dropping a cool 170 grand to watch them bust their ass. Wait, not grand, but like $170. I guess it depends on the skate.
Dude, the last time I went to a roller rink a couple months ago, and we had a party bus and stuff and got real tipsy before we went. I shit you not. I think 3 people dropped out. I think someone got a blown out knee. Another person like blew out their back. Another person. I mean, it was terrible. You were watching adults drop like flies.
It's the same thing. Someone had a one of my friends had a birthday party at a roller rink, but she set up a whole bouncy house in the middle of the rink, so you could pick off your shoes.
Great idea.
But
on
I
paper.
decided just to go as fast as I could and just smash it. Is that? I wonder if that's why beer is so cheap at roller rinks. You ever notice that beer is actually pretty inexpensive?
No, but I have noticed that at bowling alleys, and I could see it being the same.
They're like, hey, you got to be here with your kid. You might as well.
That's why they serve beer at Chuck E. Cheese, man. That's a famous statement.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because they're like, we know you don't want to be here. Come get a cold one. Come get a cold one, fella. Come on now.
That's the guy. You want that job at the Chuck E. Cheese. You just want to be the beer filler.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, buddy.
Do they have like proper beer, or is it?
Hell
just,
no.
you know,
I picked up a side gig, man. Bartender at Chuck E. Cheese, dude. Tell you what, a lot of MILFs there. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait, are Chuck E. Cheese still in business? I thought they went big.
Yeah, I got one a couple blocks away. Full disclosure, I don't know Chuck E. Cheese. Never actually been. But they tell me.
You never been in there?
Nah, man, I'm not going in that place.
What? It's a
Always
blast.
fun. Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid.
Really?
Going to Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah,
Maybe I'll try it, dude.
we used to take.
I'll go by myself
we used
first,
to take,
and then I'll see you.
remember those?
Here's a
helicopter
fucking hint.
things?
It's not built for you, Evan.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wouldn't go on an off day, you know.
Fuck you,
All
dude.
right,
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Did I hit the wrong chord there, buddy? Man.
I didn't fucking
Sorry.
come here to get insulted, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Dress.
Yeah.
Tell me I look pretty, please.
You look like a man that would say how much, how long.
Yeah. Fucking, what is that? Is that anger management or whatever? You know what I mean?
No, I don't. What do you mean?
Whatever. Woody Harrelson in anger management.
Oh shit!
Remember?
I'm trying.
He dressed
I
as
know he was in it.
he dressed as a woman and used like a fake
Yeah.
German accent, and they got pissed when they called him out on it. Go back, man.
That talk about someone that goes to their special place for a little bit, then gets mad when it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen anger management in what, better part of a decade.
Dude, still a fucking classic, dude. Still a great one.
I watched Pulp Fiction again the other day.
Another good one.
I had a cult classic. Yeah, that was a good one.
Tombstone?
Real hook.
No? Am I alone on that one?
Yeah, alone on that one.
Never saw
Oh,
that one.
dude. You guys need to get real fucked up and watch that one. It's great.
I mean, I didn't have to be. Well, you got fucked up when watching Yellowstone. You guys dig into that series?
No, I haven't. I've heard good things about it, though. You know the You're My Huckleberry line? You ever heard that?
No. I mean, are you saying that to me, or is that a?
It's like just a quote. Or I'll be your Huckleberry. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, oh, it's a quote. Yeah, no. What?
What? What's happening?
Nothing. I've always wanted to be your Huckleberry.
Dude, okay. I stopped giving a fuck. I'm about to change the subject. All right. So I'm in North Carolina, right? Real shithole, middle of nowhere. Great place to see the stars. Just a bunch of fucking property where they can do like war games and shoot tanks and stuff and whatever. We had to wait for a couple M1 Abrams across the street while we were in our car. Really surreal moment. And a bunch of dudes fucking hiking with night vision all over the place, like preparing for murder. And it was kind of cool or whatever. So we're out there. We're building this facility. They won't tell me while we're building it. And I know they're like not allowed to tell me while they're building it or whatever. But like, you know, water cooler talk. You have a couple beers, try and talk to some people or whatever. I'm almost 100% sure they're building a naval facility to monitor the UFOs, bro, to track the aliens. Do you guys think it's worth
in North Carolina?
Yeah, do you guys
in North Carolina?
do you guys think it's worth the government like our taxpaying money to track UFOs?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit we didn't know until we fucking knew, right? We built some instruments, or we're like, what's going on with people getting cancer when we're looking at their bones?
Good
Well,
point.
the fact too that the fact that they're starting to come out too, which is interesting, the government's coming out too and being like, we don't know what this is.
It damn sure feels like they're easing us into it, doesn't
They're
it?
easing to be like, hey, just letting you know. We don't know. We've talked to the counterparts.
Remember, we tell you guys everything.
Know.
We tell you the truth. All right, and we're here. We're on the same side.
The military personnel that are out in the ocean on the aircraft are saying they don't know what this is. And they're specially trained people to find these things. That's their job, is to find it. And they're like, we don't know what that is,
dude.
Yeah.
I think it's well worth it. And I think maybe, do you think that? Because everything was on Roswell, right? And everything was out there in Area 51, and that was like the UFO capital, right? Do you think because of all the publicity that went there, they've kind of just moved away from that area and have chose new spots?
Oh, yeah.
Potentially, North
Definitely.
Carolina has become a new hot spot.
Oh, dude, many. All right, I didn't really do a fair introduction of myself, but long backstory, and I would actually really appreciate Colton's, introduction on how we met and our interlacing lives. But for a career, I build top secret, like black government shit, man. And yeah, dude, it's literally all over the place, dude. And they intentionally don't pick a specific spot. It's kind of like, your stock portfolio. You're not going to put it all in one fucking company, and then you don't want to put it all in Roswell and then boom, it pops off,
Yeah. That makes sense, but they're also putting it in places where there's less people that don't really go to, right? Because if there is going to be UFO activity, the UFOs are going to know to go to that location. They're smart enough to be like, there's going to be less human activity here, or whatever the UFO might be. There's going to be less human presence in these areas, and then the people that usually are living in those areas, if someone comes out of the woodworks and they're like, I saw a UFO type of situation, how much are you really going to believe them? Too, as well.
Yeah.
At that point.
I don't know. The thing is, like, we've had cameras everywhere. I don't know what percentage of the world owns a phone with a camera on it now, but it's got to be a pretty solid percentage of the world's population. So there's literally eyeballs everywhere, not just on the ground, but in the sky. And so I think it's a pretty bold, and granted, like, they're not looking for these things everywhere. I just think it's kind of a bold statement to think like only selective people or in selective areas they're showing up, like the UFOs are smart enough. I mean, if they're fucking UFOs, of course they're smart enough, but I would think they're probably operating in bandwidths or frequencies that we're just not tuned into.
Well, hasn't the activity picked up more out in the oceans than it has on land?
I don't know if the activity's picked up more or our attention span has shifted more.
Unfortunately, I don't think we know enough to even know what we know. You know what I mean? I would guess it seems like there's a lot of ocean shit going on, but historically, there's a bunch of shit over the center, like continent, like all over the place, right? There's like Russian shit and Chinese shit and whatever. They just lock down their shit like we do too, so it's like hard to hear about it.
Was there a spike in UFO activity prior or during the Cold War? And now as we're getting closer to that point again, there's another spike in it.
I mean, between Russia and China, you're talking about a lot of landmass and people that are not necessarily like, oh yeah, USA, we'll tell you everything we know about something we don't know about. So yeah, you're talking about like a lot of the Earth coverage there that we don't know, frankly. Unless scientists are kind of operating in their own.
Didn't a lot of reports come out of during that the war in Afghanistan and Iraq and all that? Didn't a lot of soldiers have reports out there too, out in the middle of nowhere?
I don't follow UFOs very closely at all. It doesn't show up on my radar very often.
Heard about that.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I totally believe it, man. I just have a bad problem with it, like. Similar, I guess Colton said in a way, but like, I hear it and I'm
trusting the government.
It's like, dude, that's really cool. And then it just goes out the other end. And it's like, all right, whatever. Like you just said, it's like, dude, that's awesome. UFOs over Afghanistan. All right, whatever. What's for dinner?
It's like what can you do? It's like, really, how much can you do? Of like, oh yeah, they gave me this information.
Yeah, man.
What am I gonna do with that?
Dude, you're
it's the definition of, hey, there's an asteroid coming near us in 5 years. You're like, okay.
Yeah, man.
Sweet.
The curse of being a pragmatic realist. You know what I mean? You're just like, all right, well, there's aliens. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? Like, shoot at them? I don't.
let me ask you guys this: if scientists were like, hey, with a 95% probability, we're predicting that an asteroid's going to hit Earth within 8 to 12 years, would you still invest your money in the stock market?
Well, the thing is, they just created that program, the DART program, and they just successfully got rid of like they did a test to be like, can we move a large enough asteroid that would take out things? And they did. Yeah. And they moved it.
No. Did you really read into that?
Yeah, I did.
And it doesn't sound like you did. They nudged it. They didn't move
Well,
it.
it's a test, dude.
You don't need to like move it crazy. You just need to do it far enough out to nudge it enough that it avoids hitting.
Yeah, man. We all remember trigonometry in middle school, bro. Just get far enough back, man. A 4-degree angle difference makes a huge. You can miss a whole Earth.
Yeah, that was the nudge. Is they were like, at this point, if we hit it, it'll avoid everything here, and they successfully did it. It was cool.
I knew you were gonna bring this shit up on the podcast, and I read it enough to understand you're fucking wrong. But
you're wrong. They literally did it. It was a successful program.
It accomplished the objective. I don't know if it was successful in the eyes.
Boom.
If that was heading.
Boom, man. You know, when the internet was invented, like they had to try for like fucking 6 months to just send like 2 letters. They just, LL.
I saw a dude play a miniature vinyl the other day with a paper receipt. He just had the vinyl on the counter and creased the little CVS receipt and stuck it in the channel and was spinning the vinyl and it was playing the music.
Hell yeah.
What did it play?
I don't know, some old-timey
shampoo, toothpaste.
I see what you did there. No, I was bringing that up because I was thinking about like it's interesting when we come up with the technology and we advance it so far. Now, I mean, that what used to take literally a pressed piece of petroleum, and now is stored, I don't know, digitally or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just trippy kind of advancements in technology and
dude,
what seems like, I don't know, man. I mean, 100 years from now, what the fuck are we going to be doing?
Dude, I feel you, man. One of the things I'm obsessed with a lot of shit, dude. But one of the things I'm obsessed about is that conversion from like our analog computation to our digital. Like, how do we go from shit like that? How do we go from like basic mechanical shit of like, 2 things rub together and they make a sound. Maybe if I make this thing shape just right and I rub it next to this other thing, it'll make something that sounds kind of cool. Then they make vinyl records and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like basic mechanical shit. You just got to do it just right. To the digital world where you're just like, oh yeah, bro, there's whatever song you want to listen to floating around your head. All you got to do is, just look at your hand and it's there.
Computers used to be wired memory, analog memory. Like they literally had to sit there and thread copper wire to build the memory of a computer.
Dude, yeah,
and not just memory but function.
The first computer was a blanket weaver, and it would store the data in blankets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whole ass sheets of that stuff, dog.
Yep, operated by punch cards, man. Yeah, and then dude, I'm obsessed with all that shit. Now my fucking headphones are wireless, bro. What?
I mean, now we got dogs with machine guns on them running around doing back.
All right, now we got dogs that aren't even made out of meat. Thanks, Boston Dynamics.
Oh, those are the dogs I'm referring to. You got different dogs with machine guns? I'd like to buy one of those.
That shit's Boston Dynamics is scary, man. Watching what they're doing, like
they got nothing but a pinky promise telling us they're not going to put weapons on those things.
They're not going to do anything.
Why would we do that? That's dangerous.
We're not teaching it. They push that shit over and it jumps back up now.
How much money do you think they're lighting on fire over there? They're not turning a profit with what is Spot? Is that the little commercially available unit? They sold like what?
Who's funding that?
That's what I'm curious.
I think it's probably a mix of like corporate donations, like people that want to use it whenever it's released commercially, and a ton of the government, dude. DARPA's all about funding shit like that.
It'd be someone like, if I got rich enough and I saw them producing that, I'd be like, here's some money. I just want to see where this goes. Also, just a bunch of rich people being like, I just want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got $1 billion. You're like, yeah, well, I'll drop, 250,000 on this. Sure, whatever. Just to see what it looks like next month.
Yeah. Give me the
Yeah,
first
see
video.
it early.
Before you publish it, let me see it.
It's like giant, large-scale corporate OnlyFans. You're just like, yeah, I'll donate. Sure, I'll donate.
Do you see it? There was this Australian dude. I don't know if he was Australian. Anyway, he was a guest shark on the Shark Tank. He's a billionaire. I think he came from oil. And
Didn't we all?
Yeah, oil or tech, one of the two. I want to actually say tech. Anyway, so I saw a video on the interwebs where he was talking about someone challenged him on nuclear fission, and he's like a pretty big time investor in some of these reactors, whatever that they're building. And he's like, I can't say, like the idea is that nuclear fission is always 20 years off, but he was like, we're actually, Jesus.
Yeah. It's 20 years away, and it always will be.
Well, he was saying that they're actually the breakthrough is imminent. He was like, it's not what it was, and he's like, being an investor, he's like, I've kind of already said too much, but that thought's really stuck with me. Like the way he was genuinely like, oh man, I've already kind of said too much here. That'd be pretty fucking cool to think about. What if Earth gets unlimited energy?
Oh, dude, yeah.
What do you do then?
It's definitely something you got to keep under wraps. You know what I mean? It's like knowing the internet before the internet was invented, and then the 1990s.com boom. It's just like, dude, once that technology is out, that is like literally just a fucking money fountain, man.
Oh, dude. I mean, like if you have unlimited energy, you put in $1, you get $2 back. That would be like discovering the internet and going all the way to where we're at right now, and then telling other countries, by the way, we have this. We'll let you look at it every now and then if you're lucky.
China's like, by the way, those UFOs, that's been us the whole time.
China just hacks your shit. And they're like, we already got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, with China, they're literally just throwing human bodies in there, though.
Yeah, it's just girls, so it's okay.
Whoa. You're one of them, dude. What do you identify as?
You're right. I got it.
Are you them, they? Who are?
I identify as Solarian, the original being.
Is that real?
That is,
you say some shit sometimes.
No,
that sounds
that's
real.
a real thing.
The rock guys.
That's a real thing. You should add that too. I believe it's called the Solarian hypothesis. And to me, I came about it because of
Dude, are you doing that? I can't tell if you're a character when you move your hair.
I'm not fucking with you.
Or if that's...
No, there's really hairs in my face.
Not Solarian. I believe Solarian.
I see why women do it.
I understand what he's doing.
Yeah. But
that makes sense. I see that. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
I never thought I'd say this. Dylan, you flip your hair like a man. Evan, you flip your hair like a woman. He looks so dainty when you do it.
If you're going to be it, fucking be it, baby. You know what I mean? Don't half-ass anything.
Amen, brother. All right, amen, brother.
Yeah, so you guys know...
Go, bad bitch.
You know, like the whole like younger dryas thing, like the idea that like humans have been around 200,000 years. It took us, what, 5,000 years to go from figuring out we could put a seed in the ground to fucking having, the internet, flying machines and shit like that. So if that takes 5,000 years, we've been around at least 180, maybe 200,000 years. And then like the general idea that like everything can completely come and go and be destroyed in like 50,000 years, then maybe around like 80,000 years into Homo sapiens, they might have started like agriculture and then went 10,000 years, had like really sophisticated society. And then it all went to fucking shit like prior to younger dryas times. And then just ground zero, started all over again. And then, I don't know, I'm not mathing well right now, but we'll say add another 80,000 years. And then you have like basic caveman times for us and the Ice Age. Definitely all real shit, man. If you haven't looked into it, it's super interesting. Real in quotation
We
marks.
talked about that kind of before on the podcast, where it's like, hey, if something really gnarly happened right now, like a big meteorite hit or something,
Mm-hmm.
or asteroid, I don't know what the difference is. I mean, who in a couple thousand years, what signs would be here that we were here, aside from plastic or glass, potentially?
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes for glass to
I mean,
break down.
have y'all ever listened to Randall Carlson or Graham Hancock? Like in all what they teach?
A little bit.
I have.
little bit.
I have. That's where I got a lot of the Younger Dryas thing, and then also, I just finished, I think, his newest book on. It was like America's Before, I think is what it's called. I just finished his book, dude. It was fucking good. It was really good.
I listened to the
Are
Fingerprints.
these guys
of the
like
Gods.
PhDs funded by like what? Like how do you make money just being really smart and researching? How's that? What do you do?
Well, they were being shitted on by the research community for a while.
Yeah. So no,
Well, I also remember that. So it's like that's the other thing. They didn't have like, did they have funding? Like they definitely didn't have popular support.
I think it's a lot of.
I think they were just doing a lot of on their
Yeah,
own.
it's a lot of grassroots type shit for them in particular because like they just do a lot of like convincing people that their work is worth the funding, and they just kind of like a grassroots politician. But most research is done by doing exactly what the people want, and then you give them the answer that they want, just like medical research is done in pharmaceuticals and shit like that.
Pharmaceuticals, yeah.
Yeah, I mean archaeology is the same way. That's why like they get, you were saying they pretty much get their pee-pee slapped by, trying to say like, hey, I think this is different. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
They came down hard. The Egyptian archaeologists came down hard on them when they were coming out about, everything's a little bit older over there than they really think it is.
Right, like the Sphinx being like super fucking old and shit.
Yeah.
Like the Sphinx is, I think they were saying potentially even before the pyramids is what they were saying, just of how old that
Yeah, I think it's like way older, man.
Well, there's also this thing about the Egyptians had their own archaeologists after Egypt had existed for 2,000 years. They had their own
Isn't that wild to
version.
think about? They had their own.
Yeah, they were like going back and digging shit up to see how the original OG Egyptians lived because they're like, well, we don't really have much to understand them with.
I think what is it? Cleopatra lived closer to the age of the internet than she did to the.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, dude.
That's
Oh,
wild to
okay.
think about.
Yeah.
That they
Dude,
had
that's
their
insane.
own.
Cleopatra, man, she used to fuck my boy Mark Anthony.
Who's Mark Anthony?
He was like an underling of Julius Caesar, one of the Caesars. I don't know, some Roman dude. Don't worry about it, man. Point is,
That's different than King Tut.
yeah,
She,
very different.
She realized the superpower combination.
Yeah. Think Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, but 2,000 years ago.
I was totally picturing that. Get out of my head. I was definitely actually picturing that in my head. Yeah,
That's
just
definitely
two
a
beautiful, powerful
reincarnation.
couples and, freaking. At that time, it'd be Mark Antony,
Yeah,
right? Not Anthony.
Yeah.
Antony.
I think you're right.
You say it with like a Boston accent, maybe. Or
Hell, Roman, as far as I
British.
care. Yeah, probably.
yeah,
What's
Roman. Yeah.
I always find it interesting what Graham Hancock said once was like, let's say there was a restart, right? Like there was a meteor that hit the Earth and it wiped out most of civilization, right? But then there were some pockets that were left over. The pockets that'd be left over wouldn't be like the U.S. It wouldn't be Europe. It'd be like the African tribes that know how to survive and live off the land.
Yeah, it'd be like
Literally just
fucking
living off the
it'd be like
land.
fucking Papua New Guinea people with the giant fucking rocks
Correct.
in their lips and
then
shit.
that's when you always see like when we say like where humanity started, it's always in these pockets where they were
Yeah.
all just living off the land.
Yeah, they're like, we got a couple people over here in China, a couple people in Fertile Crescent, and then Graham Hancock's new book is like, there's actually been people in the Amazon like fucking forever. It just no one's actually taking the time to realize it.
Because who wants to go to there?
Yeah, dude.
Mosquitoes.
I would never go to the Amazon. You would have to be a fucking idiot, dude, for sure.
So we're going next year. It's gonna be
dude,
really
bring
cool.
me, man. I was actually thinking we should take the RV.
Hey, the both of you can rot in hell. All right.
Yeah, dude, straight through Mexico, man. Hell
You
yeah.
get to the U.S. border, they're like, yeah, get that thing out of here. Go out there.
Dude, yeah, they take one look at Mini Winnie. They'd be like, "How did you make it here?"
They're just like, hey, a helicopter 50 miles ago flagged this thing for drugs, so I'm glad you're here.
The cops pull you over and ask you for some.
Yeah, like, we see this thing. You got the good stuff in there.
You got the good stuff, baby. That would be a terrible drive. How far do you think that'd be? I mean, that'd be at least like it'd take like 3 weeks to get down there, don't you think?
Yeah.
Is there
Easily 3 weeks.
there a capital of the Amazon or something?
Let's say you went to what's Panama Canal? I don't know. What's the part? No, that's the middle. That's not even the
Panama Canal is Central America. I mean,
That's
you can touch the Amazon rainforest at the tip of
What about
Colombia?
Chile?
I'm saying Colombia. Is that right?
Colombia, you're definitely getting in. Colombia, Peru.
I got
Brazil.
Is it Manaus? Manaus, Brazil? That's what I'm reading.
Brazil, you're having to go a little bit east. You're curving back east.
Yeah, or I mean,
Which is fine. I'm down if we want to take this party to Brazil. You know,
I've heard you can have good times out there.
Central.
The cartel sees the RV going through the desert. Like, nah, it's not worth it.
Nah. How about that cartel that lit up that family, that Mormon family?
That was a while ago, but yeah, that was nuts.
Oh man,
that was crazy.
Imagine you're just a little Mormon family going to worship Jesus.
I didn't realize there was a huge Mormon population in Mexico.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a big old Mormon population in Mexico, and there was another place. Were we together, Dylan, when some Mormon family approached me on a river? And
it wasn't me.
Or Amish? They were Amish. That's what it was. I was in a jungle somewhere, and this Amish woman and man popped up, and I was like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "What are y'all doing back here?" And they're like, "Big Amish population around here." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, the Quakers. I can't remember where I was. I was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
All right, when you say jungle,
and
like
forest,
okay,
jungle, forest, one of the two.
We don't use the term jungle in America, filler. So.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to speak my American.
Who doesn't
I don't know.
jungle?
I'll circle back on that. We were talking about the Amazon rainforest.
I only know jungle.
Anyways, it's 60 hours to Colombia. Turns out there's no roads after that, so I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
So you gotta double that for that.
Yeah,
That's a 3 month.
I would say a solid 2 weeks to get there, and we're definitely never coming back. So
right. Yeah,
kind of a one-way deal on that one.
That trip is the definition of burning the boats.
Burning it down. Yeah. We made it here. Who wants an RV down here?
Yeah, dude, we're finding El Dorado. You know what I mean? We just keep going till we get to it.
Oh yeah, baby.
Just keep trekking the jungle till we find a city made of gold, boys.
The city of Z.
The city of...
Damn, what a fucking...
That was a great movie.
What a wild ride that would be, man. Could you imagine just driving? Fuck, that is a big-ass drive.
That journey would just be insane.
Is that like...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the farthest drive you could take is like... Looks like probably like the edge of France all the way to fucking the edge of Russia after it's past China. That's probably the farthest drive you could make. But man, from America to like the bottom of Argentina, holy shit. That's a drive, dude. That's a serious drive.
That's a hike. That's a lot of life you're spending there.
There's a trail that goes from the bottom of South America all the way up to Canada. That you can, like, if you look at it, you Google it, there's a trail. Boop, boop.
I've always wondered when people do things like that, because sometimes I think for us to not go insane, we have to justify our own reality. So we're like, no, what I'm doing, the career I'm building, or whatever the fuck I'm doing in my life is good. And the people that do long trips like that, they're abnormal. They're crazy. But are those the people that have it figured out? Is that what I'm supposed to spend my life doing? Is doing like really unique, novel journeys and pushing myself through hell for no reason? Or is it to make sure that I pay a lot of interest on my mortgage?
I think it's just one way of doing it.
Yeah, that's true. It depends on the person, but I definitely think you're right, man. I think the Buddhists got it figured out when the idea is that life is all suffering and the key is to control your suffering. So pick the mountains you want to climb, you know what I mean? Don't let the mountain show up to you. So you're totally right,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Pick the fucking trail, go
Mountain
and
shows
fucking
up to
do
you.
it.
You're having a bad time.
Yeah, life is full of suffering. You might as well choose the suffering you want to do. So I'm gonna hike from the bottom of South America to Canada, my dude. Who's
Well,
coming with me, man?
the beautiful thing to circle back to the internet is that your son will be able to watch your suffering. But 10 years from now, he'll be like really on board for like, I want to see my father dress up like a woman.
Not suffering, but I also feel like we're really about to lead into something weird. And you can kill me if you want, whatever. It's been a good run.
Not my kink, turns out. Not my kink. Not my mountain.
I'm not getting in your Joe box. You know what I mean?
Hey.
That shit's a fucking trap, my dude.
That's a trap. It's a trap.
You just start in South America, just start dropping them off along the way to Canada.
Joe boxes?
All the way.
Dude,
Oh,
you'll be like fucking Joe Box Appleseed or Johnny Joe Box, dude. Fucking Johnny Joe Box, man. All the kids will sing your song in school.
You're describing this as if you're not going to be a part of this. Evan.
You're advertising to women around the world. We have diversity wherever you'd like.
Oh my gosh! Dude. Imagine you get different cultures, different colors, different people involved.
There's just a semen pipeline heading towards a location.
No, bro. I'm gonna be the head of a fucking CIA task force who's tasked with shutting your ass down, bro. We travel the globe trying to fucking put down the Joe Box guy.
Well, okay.
But you're always one step ahead of us, dude.
Efficient.
Always one step ahead of us.
He's a real Joey.
Fucking Johnny Joe Box, man. Can never catch him.
Dude, if the cartel was really smart, they would just build a big pipe and put all the cocaine in the water and then just flush that shit to America.
Bro, you seen Operation Odessa, the movie? That's a good one, where the cartel tried to buy a submarine because they were like, that's the best way to move blow.
I still haven't seen that, and I've heard so many good things about it.
Dude, you'd fucking love it.
Would I? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it used to be. It probably still is.
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out.
But they're right. I mean, honestly, dude, he who has the submarines has the power. That's an old saying in my family.
Was it plural submarines? Have you ever met someone that's owned one submarine and you knew someone that owned multiple?
No. I don't know, man. We probably know somebody who owns a submarine, probably like a small commercial one. Maybe not a military one. It's like planes. Like somebody's got a Cessna. They may not have like a fucking Boeing.
Yeah, you know what this reminds me of? Evan? Let me tell everyone a story. Okay. I was a broken, poor child in high school. Middle school? When did we meet?
We met,
School?
I believe, it's argued, I believe it's second grade at Southport Elementary where I passed you a note about having sex. Allegedly,
yes,
you were not that kid.
Not.
You said that you were not that kid and it did not happen. Then later I knew that we had a best friend named Todd something who we ran into in high school. I thought it validated my story. The official one for sure that you believe is that
Todd Anderson.
Yes, we met in sixth grade. I believe in something that has to do with like Apple Macintosh computers in a classroom or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, and definitely bonded over a deep love of the Beastie Boys and went from there.
Yes. I believe I introduced you to the Beastie Boys and you introduced me to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's definitely it, dude. And again, too, just great music.
You gotta fight for your right. Yeah, so I was sharing this epilogue, if that's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do you justice, man. Hey, you were a brother when I needed something, therapy, probably, but you were there nonetheless. And this conversation was just reminding me of when we stuffed all that weed in the gaming chair. And I think it was, I don't know. It was the first time I'd played Call of Duty, really stoked,
I'm glad I could be your first.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's got to be somebody, and if it's going to be anybody, I'm really glad you're the body.
Dude, I've always wanted to be the body that you could get your first off on. That's like been my main goal forever.
Yeah, well,
dude.
I mean, we say that. Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah, man. It's, you know what? Shout out to anyone who's ever had a childhood friend and you're still in contact with them, because goddamn, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? Like, holy shit.
It really has been. I mean, on a sincere level, it was unreal that we made it through those years. One, without a felony. Two, without dying. I put them in that order. But
Y'all know each other since childhood?
yeah, it's
Wow.
Again,
is what we just
yeah,
figured out.
sixth grade officially. I still stand pretty firm on my second grade statement, but
I think we're in a school yearbook together in second grade. So you could take that to the bank if you wanted. I mean, I'm sure my mother has a record of everything I've
I
ever
was about
done
to
at
say,
that
I was
age.
like, dude, I mean, I can Google a lot of shit, but I can't Google the yearbook from the fucking elementary school in Podunk Backwoods, Pine Tree, Florida we were at.
Is that not something? I feel like there should be like an international record of every yearbook ever.
Like in archives, the government archives
Yeah.
of Congress, maybe.
Yeah. Right?
I don't know.
That's data worth withholding.
Eh,
Because think
good way
about
to do
all
it.
of the, documentaries that are going to need pictures of somebody.
Oh, for sure,
So-
for sure, man. But I mean, I guess you got to get some sort of, not an NDA, but you got to get like some sort of like agreement. Like you need the parents to sign, like, hey, there's gonna be who knows who the fuck is looking up pictures of your kid. You know what I mean? Sign here.
You tell the government you needed that, they're going to be like,
Yeah, dude,
privacy and
especially in fucking Trump country. You know what I mean? Good
you
luck.
went to a public school, right? Let me just, that's right, funded by us.
Yeah,
yeah, mine.
yeah,
My money.
yeah. Sorry you didn't want to pay your taxes. Now we have to fucking sell the pictures of the kids on the internet to fund for books.
I remember the school tried to scold us because we both knew our families were too poor to pay for yearbook pictures. And so we switched our names because I thought it'd be funny to be Evan. And he was like, I'll be Colton. And we got
hilarious.
like in trouble, whatever trouble is for whatever age we're at, sometime below freshman. I was like, how did that, even as a grown ass man, I don't understand what they were the message they were trying to send home there. It didn't fuck up anybody else's order. They called our parents, and our parents were like, yeah, no, we didn't want to get the pictures. Like, well, you can't do that. I'm like, that's just good old-fashioned fun. Why are you trying to get in the way of progress, man?
Yeah, but now that you're old and you're an adult, man, you're like, those type of people. Like, dude, you can just imagine, like, fuck, I couldn't do it, man. Trying to instill discipline into shitheaded kids as a career. Whew, boy.
Oh, being a high school fucking teacher?
You got two options: be a giant dickhead or just not give a fuck at all.
That's so true. Not
Sure.
give a fuck.
And I feel like not giving a fuck at all is the easier
It
route.
is the easier route, but it's the worst one for the kids. You know what I mean? Like anytime you did a sport, everybody knows the coach that's hard on you was the better coach.
I mean, you
The
got
one
what,
area you can be
25,
hard.
30 kids in a
Like,
classroom?
going strict is the coach. That's the only area I feel like you can do it.
Really? I don't know.
Straight.
Maybe like, yeah, I guess as long as it's like something involved with a
I don't
team.
know. Our actual coaches that taught didn't really give a fuck in the class. It was during the sport they came alive with like the discipline
Yeah.
and the caring.
Yeah.
You're during gym, they're like, "Hey, you guys want to run?" Some people are like, "No." He's like, "All right, well, everyone go run, but I don't give a fuck if you run. Do whatever you want to do. I'm grading you on the run."
That's
it.
Moving around this field. I don't care how you do it. Just keep moving around the.
Yeah, we got to high school and it was like, all right, class started. Just make sure you're like here at the end so I can make sure you're alive. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a thing. During gym, it was just you're here at the beginning. Gotcha.
Yep.
Here's some balls.
Yeah.
Be here at the end.
Yeah, it was like somebody's job to take the keys and just bring all the shit out. Like, here's a bunch of basketballs and whatever the fuck you want to use. Just don't bother me. I'm going to go watch a couple episodes of TV.
They only got strict at the end when the balls need to be collected. They were like,
Yeah,
"I'm not
yeah,
collecting
yeah.
this shit. You bring it
Yeah.
back." But that was the only hard ass thing they were on. Otherwise, I don't care.
Like,
I thought it was so funny that, well, I mean, one thought, another thought. Imagine I couldn't give a fuck. I definitely would not be. I could not give a fuck if you had 100, let's say 20 kids, 30 kids in the class. Let's say you're doing 4 periods a day. It just shakes out to 120. You're seeing 120 different paths every day of just kids. Some kids, hey, you're groomed to be a whore, in life. Like, that's what you're going to be. The way you're acting, that is what you're going to get. You're looking at another path. Hey, your best years are right now. You're looking at another path. You're like, that's prison. I'm looking prison in the face. He just hasn't met meth yet. Imagine.
But dude, fuck those fuckers, man. Because people looked at you and they looked at me and they were like, "That's fucking prison." Well, maybe not. Actually, we were pretty good in high school.
I was told to my face, you will end up in prison within 5 years.
Huh? By somebody at school or just?
Yeah, one of the teachers.
Oh.
Did your brothers go to the same school?
No.
Oh, okay.
They got kicked out. All the
surprising.
other ones, though.
That's surprising then.
Yeah,
I would have thought like they see your brothers like how wild they are, and then they get to you, and you're also wild, but you're also not. And they're like just taking a guess.
That's probably what it was, because we started pretty strong, man. We were, honestly, we were blessed with just having a small enough school where it was a game of percentages. Like if we were in like a big school, we would have still been just shit. But we were in a small enough school where like you just need to be one person to be in the top 10%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean that was the truth there, man. Where it was like I wanted to transfer to another school. I remember my reasonings. There wasn't enough girls. And whoever our guidance counselor was sat me down, was like, Colton, hey, you can do that. You can totally do that. Just want to bring to your attention, if you transfer with your GPA here, you're in the top 10 right now. You could, if you're in the top 5, you'll probably get a scholarship. You transfer over there, you're definitely not getting a scholarship. Definitely not getting an academic scholarship. So I was like, all right, well.
That's a good point. It's a really good point, man. I mean, you got to fucking play your privilege. Why not? You don't want to waste it.
Well, I did, and I got that academic scholarship for 2 years, and I can't believe I graduated with $36,000 in debt. 2 years of college, totally free, and I somehow, the most loans I took out were when it was free. Because I was like, you just think you're going to graduate, and you have no concept for what, like, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 is. So you're like, if I make 80, 100 grand, I'll pay back that 30 grand in 1 year, no problem. I'll just pay it off in the first year.
You're like, I can buy nice things with this.
That plan works if, like, at the beginning of the year, let's say you knew you're for sure getting paid.
You're definitely the only one dumb enough to fall for that, dude. Was there anyone else get student loans, or was it just you?
Oh yeah, I got student loans for sure. Yeah, I came out of that with like $40,000 worth of student loan debt.
Yeah,
I got no scholarships coming into it. I was top of my class, still got no scholarships.
Damn,
applied for them. They were like,
"It's crazy."
Nope.
Hey, can I?
I had Bright Futures. I had I had three scholarships.
Hey, but it was worth the money, right? You wouldn't take it back.
I wouldn't take it back. I would. It was great for socializing. I'll tell you, because I paid for college with the thing I did after I graduated college. So during college, I did the same thing after I graduated.
A lot of the connections I made in college is why I'm where I'm at.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, you're paying to be in the proximity of those people who are also paying to be in the proximity of you.
I mean, that's the exact idea of like a private, like high school, right?
It definitely mentally retarded me, but it filled my soul for sure.
Definitely killed way more brain cells than it probably should have.
I don't know. Here's the thing. You think you would have killed? Would you killed more if you didn't go to college, or more if you would have went to college?
Well, that's the buffer years I'm talking. I would have been dead if I didn't go to college. I need to get the fuck.
Yeah,
out
exactly.
Of
that structured institution organization. It's just like, hey, these are the dudes. This is how you party. Smart. And then out on the streets, they're like, just party, and a couple of us may have OD. Whatever. That's cool. We'll keep the rest of us keep partying, bro.
Or you party hard enough where you're like, I'm still gonna try and get to class. Right, yeah. So there was some line there on the weekends.
That's true.
Blacked out.
You can't zero out. You can't zero out the class because then the fun stops.
Then the fun stops.
Because we had some people in our fraternity that we called them zeros. They literally got 0.0 GPAs, like multiple semesters in a row, and they just failed out after like 3 semesters. Yeah,
dude.
There was people that did that.
Are they on an episode of Where Are They Now? I'd love to hear from them.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for one guy I knew in college. He was the president of a fraternity. And it was like watching that what was it, Comedy Central movie or Blue Mountain State or I don't know,
Mhm.
something where
Blue Mountain State, great one.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, but that's not what I was thinking of. It was Van Wilder.
Mm.
You guys remember
Mhm.
stuff like Van Wilder?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Burt Kreischer's movie.
Yeah. So it was like, I'm homies with this guy that seems like he's on top of the world. President of fraternity, throwing raging parties. It was really cool to watch. And then watching what happened after college, you're just like, damn, I want you to be back in the years I met you, because I'm not happy seeing where your life's gone now.
The peaking is real, though. Like
Yeah.
people, it's either high school, college, or just you finally make it out to the other side of life.
I mean, but then do you have like a peak at 30 or 40? Is this like
100%. Like people peak along the way.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's like the market, dude. Like you peak and then you got some valleys, and everything is cyclical, man. It's more of a sine wave. It's more like that's just how energy works. Is like you got fucking great times, you got your fucking height and the come down.
That's true. Like when you peaked, right? Like there was a point. Like let's say we all feel like that. We peaked and everything's going smooth, but then we had these ruts, right? And we're like, man, this is a rough time right now. Is things going downhill? And then it's the ones that kind of figure it out and navigate to get back up to where they need to be. And
I tell you
like
what,
said, though, that's like that. It's just constantly a wave.
I felt like a car on the side of a steep hill sometimes with those ruts where you're just like, feel a tire going. You're like,
Same. I've had that so many times where like, is this it? Is this where?
yeah.
Is this it?
You know what I'm talking about, man. Is this my
the fear?
peak? Is this my peak?
What's the next thought? I mean, for me, it's been fucking great. Cool. It's been awesome.
Oh, dude. I don't know if there's a meter to measure how close the intrusive thoughts get to following through, but recently I've been close, man, where you're just like, maybe I don't press the brake. Maybe I hammer the gas. Yeah.
All right, dude. So we had this conversation on a boat in a river one time, and I was telling you, man, I'm still wishy-washy on the free will thing, man. Like, I think you have the ability to contemplate that particular scenario, but I think you actually don't have enough free will, unfortunately, to actually carry out those thoughts. Like, you got just enough fucking gas in the engine to turn her over and get her running, but if you're gonna try and put it in drive and send it anywhere, she's done, dude. That was too much gas. You know what I mean?
If you're really sad,
but gas is free
a
will.
lot of the sad people let that motor fucking hum, baby. So,
well, isn't that what we were talking about last week, Cole? Where we were like, at some point, you just say it doesn't matter. Like you're kind of freaking out and stuff, and then you're like, it doesn't matter anymore, and then you kind of just go do what you want, and then when you do that, just things start ticking back up again. In a way, that's the free will to be able to have that mindset to be like, it doesn't fucking matter. None of this fucking matters.
None of this fucking matters.
Yeah.
Dude, isn't that,
Yeah.
and dude, personally for me, like I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, but that's one of my things, man. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it just, you just got to believe and just come to grips. So like, dude, it is all just totally fucking pointless. I mean, here I am, a Solarian, 150,000 years old. I've seen human civilization come in and out 3 different times, man. And it's just like, I watch it happen, and I'm just like, dude, just enjoy it while you got it. You have such minimal amount of control, man. Fuck it.
And then I feel like other people that are, let's say, on a higher plane that are really good at that see you doing that. And they're like, all right, that guy's getting it. He's getting it.
Yeah, dude.
He's getting it. I want to help him.
Firm believer of
out.
the energy fields, man. And you get around people, you put off that energy of like, dude, life's awesome. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't give a fuck that the asteroid's about to crash into Earth. I am putting all of my money into the S&P 500. People turn around and they're like, dude, this guy, he's fucking got it, man. Everything's going to be okay. Let's go in. Everybody else puts in. Stock market goes up. Baby, I'm rich.
But I mean,
It's your fucking game stonking, baby.
It's also the same energy when someone. Have you ever met someone that is terminal with say cancer or any other disease? Have you ever met someone like that where they knew this is it, baby? I'm riding this rocket into the ground real soon, not later. I know it's fucking coming.
I haven't met anybody like that, but I feel like more people should just be that way. I mean, aren't we all terminal?
Well,
Isn't everyone around us gonna die?
Yeah.
But I feel like that puts a time stamp on it. more. Like, yeah, we're all going to. Like us three, we know we're going to die, but there's no. Eventually, it'll happen. But someone in that state where they get like a number from a doctor, a professional person, to be like, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I have the bucket list is. I have this amount of time to do it now.
Well, it's the not knowing part that sucks, right? Because you're like, anybody could die any day, and it's the God honest truth, you know. But then here's the thing. I'll be honest. I'll talk about myself in third person. Colton, the thing I don't like about you is that you look at data and logic, and you go, 99% of people die in a fucking hospital bed. That's a real statistic. 98, 99% die from just old age related causes. Like my grandmother got so old, she literally, her lung filled with fluid and she just drowned. She winked at my aunt going out. It was like, I know this is it.
It's got a badass.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, you know.
Yeah, but you think about that and you're like, oh, okay, my
Am I
odds
gonna be the
are
1%?
pretty good to keep going.
Yep.
And I'm going to go pretty much to the end.
Shout out.
One day.
Shout out Lifespan, another great book, David Sinclair. Dude, we might live forever, bro. You never know.
I don't think we will. But I
Say
damn sure
you
don't know
might
what's
be
on the other
talking
side
to
of this.
people you might be talking to someone these days that could live to 150, just where medical technology.
Oh, dude, easily.
I think it's weird
easily.
as humans. Why do we have so much shit we don't know about? We have these laws of the universe that are fine unless you throw a fucking black hole into the mix. Then that's not cool. You're pooping on all the physics. Leave that alone. How do we not know what happens after we die? How is that not what? Everyone's just walking around every day, really cool about the fact we don't know where the fuck we're going.
I think
one day
it's like
we're just getting snatched into a van of mystery.
It's hard to get the review from the test.
yeah, good point. Good point. That fucking Frankenstein guy almost did it, man. He was close. You got Umveld? You guys, Umveld, like the experience, like the restriction of the conscious mind. Like, I think it's just that unfortunate, like, we can only fucking consciously experience like a small amount of what's in the universe, man. That's the problem. Like, there's all that black energy we don't know.
Our minds, when we die, right? We get flooded with DMT. Why is it that when most people take DMT, it's the only, I don't even want to call it a drug, but it's the only substance that when you take it, everyone has a commonality to it of where they're going to, like a place that they go to, or what they see. It's the only one that I've ever seen that there's a commonality of like a plane that everyone reaches to. And then the characters that you see, and there are real life, where you feel like is real life beings there that are like, oh yeah, just, hey, you're here temporarily, but this is kind of where things come to be after.
You think it's like a cultural influence thing, man? Like the people that are indulging said molecule are around other people who have similar culture experiences. So it's just like when I say like undead monster, like you're probably going to think like vampire or zombie, but maybe if I said that in fucking China, they'd think of some sort of like fucking what's that hooker that sucks the soul out of your dick? What is it called? Succubus.
That's like,
yeah, exactly. So like it's
a good point, but they've done interviews with people on different sides of the world that have never talked with each other in different cultures, and they get the same playing field.
Honestly,
I'd argue it's a state, and that there's other states. Why are you clapping?
Because I don't know who did that study, but fucking hats off to them. It's like, dude, we need to get people on different parts of the world to do DMT, and then just ask them.
You were just having an episode.
No, man, I'm proud of my fellow humans.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd argue that substances across the board induce very similar states, right? As far as the playing fields that are achieved, but as far as I think the thing that's unique with DMT is you're not talking about really a state as much as you are a place. You're literally going to another dimension. It's a reality.
All right, so all humans probably most Homo sapiens probably have similar of the Umwelt, of the conscious experience that are restricted. But like, what if you give?
What is that word you're saying?
It's like
Umwelt.
Umwelt. I believe it starts with a W. It's a German word. It just means like it's the idea that you're biologically constricted to a certain form of consciousness. So like, unfortunately, you have human eyes. So like, you're not very good at like echolocation like a bat is or something like that, or you can't see in fucking infrared or whatever. But say you're a bee that can see in fucking ultraviolet or whatever, you give a bee some DMT, what do they see?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
I felt like I probably lost you there. That one got a little weird, but
No. I think we've really struggled with seeing the lens through literally any other eyes.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
we know dolphins are stupid fucking smart.
Yeah.
We look at their brains and we're like, we know shit's cooking in that dolphin brain.
Yeah, dude.
Right? But we literally can't communicate. We can't understand what it's like to perceive reality from their experience. Now, I mean, like with certain, say like a horseshoe crab, right? We can see on the ultraviolet spectrum with tools and objects, instruments, but we still don't know if that's exactly what they're experiencing and the way they experience reality, consciousness.
That's the whole point,
Right.
dude. Yeah. That's the whole point of the word. It's just the idea that like you don't know, you're so constricted. And it even goes to individuals, man. Like I've probably had a rant with you before about like it's not the fact that me and you look at a flower or a leaf on a tree and we both say it's green. We probably aren't even seeing the same different type of green, bro. But
Is your green my
yeah,
green?
my green is different than your green, but through like language and linguistics, we can come to an agreement like, okay, this must be green when someone else looks at it. But literally, like my eyeballs will never be your eyeballs.
The way I look at it when with the DMT and everyone going to a place, right? Because I look at it as it's the only true form that shows that there's a difference between the physical body and the consciousness itself that separates during this time. It's like when you put a computer to sleep mode, it's still running in the background. All you have to do is hit a button and it turns back on for you. You're just kind of saving the battery and it's running in the background. And the DMT is putting your body just in a sleep mode. Your brain knows how to function. It knows how to run. It's doing this, and it's taking this little consciousness and going, all right, this is we're pulling that out for a second, and we're going to go this way, and then we're going to send it right back. That's how I look at it. Is this the only true form that I could think of currently that allows that chemical process to happen?
I think you're right, man. And I also think that, even though we have different experiences, there's probably some sort of like, it's got to be like a fundamental thing. I think consciousness is fundamental. Maybe even for computers too, man. Like maybe our computer has a way of being conscious that, it's not like a human, but it has its own way of fucking thinking or feeling or computing situations, or at least inputting, like, maybe in some way your computer literally knows if it's hot or not. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, it's hot in here.
And then you think of why
Take
are
off
we
all your keys.
why do we get the consciousness, right? But then you look at an ant, and it does it have a consciousness, or is it just there with your brain where it's in sleep mode? But its sleep mode is just to.
Are you conscious, little ant? Are you
sleep
sleeping
mode
with your
just
little
work
ant brain?
mode to go feed the queen?
It's just in flow state, bro.
and
Isn't that what float state is, man? You just get all the bullshit out of the way and you just get the food for the queen.
And you just do the job.
You just do the fucking job, man.
Get it
Because the
done.
ant already knows, dude, it's a pointless fucking situation. We're just flying around on an asteroid.
It's so far past life is suffering. It is what acceptance is.
Dude.
It's the incarnation of being while doing from the understanding life is suffering.
And imagine the pride it probably feels from knowing that and also just being so devoted to a task.
You see the way they walk? Chest out, motherfucker. Every ant is proud. That's why they carry so much shit.
Dude, I swear to God, tomorrow morning on the way to work, I'm going to shake an ant's hand.
I'm proud to be an ant-man. This day is mine, I see.
I salute you.
I'll stand up for the thorax. The queen is mine to feed. Yes, I'm Ant-Man. That's about as far as I can take it.
That was great, dude.
Yeah.
That was great. Man, I've killed a lot of those bastards, too. I feel bad.
Dude, murder.
Yeah.
Be gone, ants.
Chemical warfare, too, man. Like, it's not even humane.
Many a ways.
Do you guys ever step on them and squirt Germex all around in a ring and light the Germex on fire and watch them pour out and hit the wall of death?
As kids, but I just think that's a thing kids do,
I used to just run a hose into the big old fire. Watch them pour
yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
or the magnifying glass. That was especially.
That's a bored day. That's a good bored day, right?
Great board day. I did that, I think, exclusively at my grandparents' house.
Man.
Where I'd be like, I'll kind of watch TV, and my granddad would be like, I'm watching NASCAR. So if you get bored, you can just go outside and fucking figure it out.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then you ask your grandparents, you're like, you have a magnifying glass? Or, yeah, that's what.
Oh, definitely.
Sounds
They're
like a
all
smart
about it.
thing. Here you go.
Yeah, here you go, little future scientist.
Pop, 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 pop.
And I was 14, so like that age, you're like craving video games and shit, you know. But like hanging out with them was great. Brought my skateboard, and the driveway was a literal ramp for Evel Knievel. I mean, this thing had
the same at my grandma's. We would bring up that shit.
They would see me eat shit from the living room because of the house being up here, and they could see the driveway just from the couch or recliner. Dude, I ate it so hard, and I would slide across the grass. So, like, most of the time, I just hit and slide, and it was great. One time, I hit and slid down the driveway. My grandpa comes out, and he's like, damn, son. You know, we take a piece of tire and put it on the back of that skateboard. You might have a fucking break.
Hell yeah, Grandpa. Dude, that makes me think of a parenting question, man. I'm a dad. You guys are definitely dads. You just don't know it.
Okay.
What's the right age for a kid to break a bone and you're not like sad about it, you're proud about it?
About the time they start hauling ass and not asking for permission.
Third, fourth grade. I would
8?
say I broke my first bone at 5th grade.
Okay, so 8 years old? That sounds right. Okay.
Yeah, right around where they're starting to be like, I can push things a little bit.
Yeah,
and then that's their life. That's their lesson. Hey.
Yeah. 8.
can.
I would say you're hoping.
There you go. I see the
10.
I see the pride in that fucking mustache-ridden face. Exactly. You're just like, yeah, that's your lesson, son, bitch. Here's a cast.
Yeah.
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 I ain't gonna teach you. You're gonna do it anyways. It's just fun to watch it.
Dude,
I think at 8 you're still feeling really tender for the child. 9 you're definitely in a green zone. 10 for sure touchdown zone. But 8 can be tender, you know. But at the same time, you're like, I've had 8 years already with you, little bastard. You should have learned by now.
it definitely depends on, I guess, your access to high quality health care. For sure. Like if it's like you're
well, how much are you also supporting it too? Are you putting a trampoline in your backyard? Because if you do that at whatever age, eventually that's just gonna happen.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like, hey, I know you're only 5,
Trampolines
but
are
like
the shit.
here's a BMX bike. Dope.
Yeah.
That's what
My
happened
dad
to me.
held off on getting me a pellet gun for that same reason, or a knife, something like that. I think I got a knife before I got a pellet gun because I don't know what the logic
Oh yeah,
was.
hell yeah. Leon's 3 and he's already got a shotgun and and a guitar.
That's about where I was
Yeah,
at.
hell
It was
yeah.
about four where I was at when I got one.
A shotgun?
Shotgun. Yeah, it
A
was a
fucking gun.
20 gauge.
Oh, that's dude, that's some beefy man shit
It
right
was
there,
beastie.
man.
I didn't like shooting it at that
Yeah,
age.
that's pretty.
He was like, just shoot her, it's fine. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. My shoulder is being blown out. Right
You're
now.
young. A couple pieces of bread, you'll heal it fine.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's scary,
Just
Dad. Fuck.
Drink a glass of milk, you'll be fine. Yeah.
You see what's coming out the other end of this thing?
Dude, that shit is scary, man. That shooting range we went to, Evan, in San Antonio, that thing's badass.
Definitely, dude. Another reason for you to come out and visit. And did we shoot the lever action?
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one definitely going to get passed down to Leon. It's a lever action one.
Oh, that one's good for him then. I think that I'm like fucking mosquito, dude. What's up, man? What's up, bro?
Dude, it ain't no goddamn ant. You better kick his ass. It ain't no ant,
Get him
mister.
out of there. That's the ant's mortal enemy. The mosquito.
I feel more
Crickets.
patriotism for ants somehow than I do for my own country. Dude, I'm so fired up for ants.
Except fire ants. They can all die.
Yeah.
Anything other than fire Good, cool ant. Even bull ants, they don't mess with you.
Here's the deal: if you're gonna love most of them, you should probably love all of them. Okay, we don't
screw the ants. Screw the fire ants.
I mean, but if all the fire ants got together, they'd fuck you up.
Oh, of course, yeah. I hope they eat me when I die too.
Well,
but
they don't want to. You don't want to be caught in a prison yard with fire ants. They're gonna know.
That's got a lot more to do with a prison yard than it does the ants with that situation.
No. So hear me out. At that
I'm
point,
not like,
they know it's a cage.
Your Honor, don't send me to prison. There might be ants, please.
Like, sir, you ran 3 stoplights. Oh. No.
Send him to the prison with the ants. No!
No, not that. Wait.
10 years in prison or straight to the chair? Give me the chair. I don't want to be caught.
10 years in prison with ants or straight to the chair?
Chair.
Is it a chair where you just go straight to the ants? So I'm like sitting my ass down in the ant pile, or?
No, electricity is going to get you.
Electricity. You don't have to deal with ants. You go straight to the chair. But 10 years with ants, you got to be at a war.
That seems more humane because, I mean, yeah, just death by ants in your assholes. Truly, that's a war crime for sure.
Do you go to prison for 10 years or you're out and you stub your toe every day for 5 years?
Every day, dude. That'd be the strongest fucking toe you ever seen, dude. I'll be whipping that thing out of the... That'll be the party trick, dude. Just like stub my toe so hard to like break somebody's coffee table in half. And I'm just like, didn't even feel it, dude. Took it like a champ. Let me get a beer.
Just karate chopping coffee tables at parties with your toe. Wow.
You make a national syndication from the personality with your toe.
Who's in that movie? It's the toe guy. You remember the toe guy? He could like kick shit in half with his toe. He's in that new movie.
You become an action figure in Marvel.
The fucking
old character.
And I look exactly like this. And they're like, why do they call him Toe Man?
Yeah, man, you think you're so shit. Here's Toe.
Toe Man.
But the movie climaxes because the entire time Evan's been stubbing his toe, the fire ants become sentient, and they've been working on a super ant that he has to face off with at the end of the 5 years, but he didn't know it.
I tell you what, the Marvel movies are starting to show like their kids and stuff, and it's starting to become more family friendly. But instead, the Toe Man doesn't become family friendly; he just starts selling toe pictures.
Feet Finder.
Feet Finder. Yeah, dude.
The richest man out of the Marvels.
No. So when they do the reboot, when they do the sequel, that's where Toe Man ended up after he defeated Ant-Man. It was on Feet Finder, like Deadpool, when he's just like, like lost his career or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
So that's the something they find you, and you're in the kid friendly version of porn.
It's looking down at the Ant-Man, and he's like, "I have finally found you, toe."
A lot to unpack there with your statement, the kid-friendly version of porn. All right, I got to think about that one. Exactly what is that? I think I need some pictures for you to explain them.
No, man, my position on that is that if it was a Marvel movie, that they couldn't be graphic and say that Toe Man went into the porn industry, because Toe Man could get into the porn industry too. Let's face it.
Very easily. He's got the strongest toe in the world.
Bro.
There's a bucket out there for some of those people, and you know it.
Yeah.
So if Marvel was going to make a movie,
you guys are fucking turning me on, dude. I'm getting fucking raw dog horny on this one.
Oh, why do you say things, dude? What the fuck?
All right. That was fantastic. Oh.
Well, there's one thing we know for sure. It's Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
For sure, man. All Hallows Eve, dude. Respect the pagans.
Respect the pagans.
Respect the pagans.
Dylan, you want to land this?
Yeah, let's put a hat on it.
This is like a layover. You're coming back, Evan.
Oh, dude, I would love to join you guys more. Maybe if you guys don't mind, do I have to wear the dress that you bought me? It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I would
You have
if,
to, yeah.
If I
You're the one
hadn't
who-
seen it, I'd have no problem with it. Now the problem is I have seen it. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah, they tell me that a lot. I get that a lot.
yeah, I bet they probably call you what? Big heels? Is that what they call you?
They call me hard toe, baby.
Oh my God. Oh
Heart.
man. Well, I can't wait for Halloween this weekend. Test your drugs, everybody. Colton, what should everyone do?
Oh yeah, if you're heading out there at Halloween and you need to make sure you are protected and safe, go check out our friends at testkitplus.com/professional hippies. Show them some love. They're great testing company.
They're great. Evan, thank you for coming on, man. I'm glad to finally get to meet you. I can't ever wait for many more episodes.
Dude, I know.
Dude.
We need to do more. Self shout out. We didn't even go over music that much, but I do have an album on Spotify. Supposed to be coming out with a new album on Spotify. That's going to be great. And then also all the
What's the name of your album?
Cacti, but it's spelled like I-E or E-Y. Hold on. Florida education. E-Y-E. That's it. Like a human eye. Yeah. Or a dolphin eye.
What's the band name?
That's a
What's the
cat.
band name?
Goztrah, Gozthray. I don't know. It's in the podcast. Don't worry about it. Dude, the spelling thing never really been my forte. I'm going to be honest. It's just not a thing I'm into, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It never has been.
Yeah. Anyways, got a new album that's going to be coming out soon, so I'll have that on there. And then also make sure you read your books, kids. Touched on fucking Donna Hoffman's book, Man, the Case Against Reality. That's a great one. Definitely read that one. It's good science that nothing exists and everything's a lie.
By the way, I've been reading that new book from who's the guy that's on Joe Rogan's podcast all the time? Two Bears, One Cave. Tom Segura.
Oh, dude.
I've been reading.
Yeah. Sorry.
Such a plug right now. If you can't find a good book to read before bed, that one. I mean,
Yeah.
I bought it last night on Kindle because I like to read like a chapter before bed,
Mm-hmm.
and it puts me in such a good mood because he's just got funny ass stories. So, plug for you, Tom Segura, industry standard 2% kickback, please.
He's the best, dude. Just saw him live earlier this year, man. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh
He's
yeah.
a funny son guy.
Dude.
Well, share his music, share the podcast with everyone you love. Brush up against that subscribe and follow buttons. We love you. Next episode.
I will be back.
Peace.